Yeah, yeah. Mama, mama, mama. Yeah. The stories we fell in love with, nostalgia fills the heart. The memories, the toys, the comics, the movies, pure joy, pure feelings, pure fandoms. Welcome to the fan club. 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 The stories we fell in love with, nostalgia fills the heart.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Aloha Friday. And guys, it is a special Aloha Friday because today we are coming at you from the Fan Club. That's right, guys. This is our hybrid show that we do for FANABLE. And guys, we have a rock star that is coming into the studio. His name is Zoso, guys. He is one of the biggest collectors in FANABLE, and I can't wait to talk with him, guys. But before we even talk about that anymore, let me get my co-host in the studio. D, how are you doing today? Happy Aloha Friday.
Happy Aloha Friday, Hinano, and to everybody that's watching. I will not sing it and bore you guys and chase people away. So I'll just say I'm wishing everybody a happy Aloha Friday and hope you all have a great start to the weekend. Or if you're already enjoying your weekend, since we are the furthest back furthest back in time. You guys are all enjoying your pre-weekend. So let's go. I'm really excited to speak to our special guest today and introduce him even more to the community. And we can put a face to the name, this popular name that's, been picking up a bunch of cool items. So yeah, I can't wait to get started and talk to him, Hinano. What about
Yes.
you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm super stoked to talk with this guy because I'm a big collector in FANABLE. That's part of the reason why I love the project so much is I've got a sizable collection and I do a lot of stuff on there and I like it. So he's one of the prominent collectors that we all kind of look up to, and his collection is super inspiring, you guys. But we'll get into that a little bit later. I also want to give a shout out to our sponsor. This is a sponsored stream by FANABLE. And guys, if you hate dealing with shipping and eBay fees, FANABLE's for you. They vault your graded cards and comics in a secure Brinks facility so you can trade them instantly, just like stocks. Buy, sell, and flip without ever touching a bubble mailer. If you want any other information on FANABLE or what they're about, stay tuned on this live stream. If not, go to fanable.io. D, anything else before we get started and we get Zoso into the program?
Not to shill, but click our links if you want to get started with fanable.io. We do have our links in our other YouTube channel, description. But yeah, and start your collecting journey because there is a big launch coming up on Monday. So that's really exciting. But yeah, so make sure you tune in to fanable.io and follow them on their socials to, be updated with what's coming next. Very exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff, guys. And cheers to the weekend, guys. We're here. Let's celebrate together at the end of the weekend. We're going to get Zoso in right now, you guys. So stand by. We'll be right back if I find the right button. Here it is.
Fire up the machine, full power.
Thought I'd never find the day broken down, but I'm not done. Picking up the pieces one by one, rising up stronger than before. I'm finding me, I'm something more.
We have a connection. Incoming guest.
I'm something more.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend of the FANABLE streets right here. We got Zoso in the building. How you doing, brother?
Hello.
Hello, Zoso.
It's good to put a face to the name finally, man. How you doing today? Thank you for joining us on Aloha Friday.
Man, it's wonderful. It's Friday. So, I had a great week doing some shopping and getting ready for Christmas. But yeah, it's Friday.
So when you say shopping, because like when I say shopping, it's two different things. Either I'm shopping for, me, or I'm shopping for my family. But whenever I say I'm shopping for my family, it might secretly be for me and I'm on FANABLE. Could that be for you as well?
Oh, same. Probably shopping way too much for myself.
Like, hun, you need that amazing Fantasy 15. You need it.
I needs it. Yes, I do. Yes, totally.
Oh.
No,
Man.
my wife is probably about to kill me. So that's where we are. She's like,
I
what are
can't
you
say
doing?
anything about my wife. She's on the panel. So, oh man, thank you so much for joining us. So also the audience right now, if you're watching right now on the live or on the replay, we're kind of just going to get right into it, my friend. For Aloha Friday, we like to get to know people on a more personal level. We're not going to be asking for your social security number or anything like that, but mainly on how you got into your collecting journey. And your journey sounds very interesting to us. So can you kind of explain to people how you found, not necessarily FANABLE, but like, how did you find the Web3 space and how did you get into this type of space?
Well, I collected comic books when I was in college, and X-Men was my thing. I wanted to get every comic book from Uncanny X-Men, and then I stopped for the longest time, and then I remember the day my kids were kind of explaining what an NFT was. I had no idea what an NFT was, and what perked up was they're like, well, they got these Disney NFTs on Vivi. And I'm like, what? And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So that's kind of what started all was Vivi. I'm sure there's 100 of you guys that probably the same way. But I just started collecting and went deep into Vivi and got the level 100. And I probably got over 3,000 NFTs. But what's great is the comic books. So it brought me back to the comic books. But I was so focused on X-Men that I didn't know anything else. I didn't know what Amazing Fantasy was. I didn't know.
You're kidding.
No, I'm serious.
Wow.
Who's this McFarlane guy? And like these rock stars, and it just blew my mind of, and then what Disney comes out with the Marvel movies, and then it just kind of just spiked everything, and getting really intimate with comic books again, and then through Vivi I see this FANABLE, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can buy comic books and like they can store them and keep them, so that's how it all. Now I wanted all the grails and all the, now that I didn't know what the grails were. I just was focused in Uncanny X-Men. So,
brother, you could have fooled us, man, because like when we first started, right? Like, because the one thing I love about FANABLE is you get to like see activity, what's going on with their blockchain and their interface, and so like, but this name would always pop up, and like, and it was like your PFP is like, there's a couple on there. I'm like, who's the Zoso, the legend Zoso? And then all of a sudden we're watching your collection build up, and there's other whales too as well. And I'm calling you a whale on FANABLE. And so those collection though, they're very inspiring because, I grew up around the same era, maybe not necessarily like I was in the X-Men, the Jim Lee days. But I got in during the time when Image first came out, Youngblood, Savage Dragon,
Yeah.
Wildcat. So that's my whole thing right there. My favorite character is Savage Dragon. I love what Eric Larson did with that whole entire story. The only writer of that story I think is compelling, and I love how certain stories can kind of lead off kind of like a oh, what do they call that, where it like moves off throughout the years and you see the characters age and then their kids take over, like an anthology series type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what was so cool about that comic. There's other comics as well. So like I resonated a lot with certain comics, but comics for me was a good escape back in the day. And kind of want to know your take on that before we kind of get into like how you kind of got into Fanable. And I love that you're Vivi fan, by the way, guys. Did you guys know that he came from Vivi? He's level 100, you guys. That's a shocker right there. But your love for X-Men, I kind of want to go on that, like, because everyone has their first love of what era comics. Mine was Savage Dragon, but what kind of resonated with you about the X-Men so much? Who was your favorite artist?
Oh my gosh. It's Wolverine, the cigar smoking, beer drinking guy. That's me all over right there. So so
Love it.
that's my favorite. Absolutely. So
That's so cool, man. So you got into Vivi. Vivi kind of got you in. It got me in as well. I want to say it was Astonishing X-Men 1 that kind of really made me realize I understand what they're doing. And what was really compelling about Vivi to kind of get us into this and get us into collecting was them landing Disney and Marvel.
yeah.
Like when we see them land Marvel specifically, I mean, I know Disney's a big thing. I'm not really a Disney guy, but Marvel, like to hand over your entire library to this company in New Zealand and let them redistribute it in a digital form as its first of its kind. Now with the collect chain and all that in Providence, it's like it's very compelling to look at that notion right there that Marvel's letting them do that. And I think it's really cool. I'm a big believer in digital ownership right there. So kind of give us your take on where this space is going for you as collecting, as well as what you do for a living. Kind of give us your take on that.
Well, yeah. So I'm a financial advisor. Yeah, I've been investing over 30 years and built my business up, and I had this idea that hey, now so VV, I was just kind of just playing around with VV, but it just kept growing and growing. I never sold anything. I just kept it, and just I'm a big believer long term that could really, really take off. In that technology, NFTs. I mean, you're going to have marriage licenses, and you know, your titles will be NFTs. I believe. You know,
Movie tickets.
get movie ticket or buying art, right? To knock out the fake stuff. You know,
Yeah.
so. I think that technology is coming, and then of course crypto and that kind of deal. But yeah, VV, as I grew up on that and built up on that, I was not really thinking about going into collectibles, but I just started. I said I'll take portions of my wealth and start diversifying and going into collectibles. Well, I think when I started doing that, 2 weeks later, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, buys that 14 million card, and he said the same thing. He's like, "Look, I've never been a collectible. I started to meet these collectors and the whole guys out there. Same for me." It's just they're wonderful people. The collecting world is just cool people from everywhere, and so that kind of solidified it. When he started doing that, I was like, yeah, I'm doing something right here. And then if you look in the sports cars, comics, I believe the growth of that is probably either kept up or beat the pace of the S&P 500. And again, I'm not trying to make this it's money and it's all about money. It's not. But man, I'm having so much fun because I've gotten to know everybody on top of this, and just the crowd is just cool. So I'd like to go to Comic-Con. I'd never been, and I want to take my older brother. I have three brothers. My oldest brother is in VV as well, and he's y'all may know Dr. Soccer is his deal, and but so and he's a doctor, so and he's built up some stuff through there as well. And now we just both want to go and meet everybody because we've gotten to know everybody. But we're behind the scenes, you know. We're not. This is my very first social media thing. I don't know technology. You know, I barely know Discord and getting on that. So
You and me both, brother. And you know, we really appreciate you coming on here for the very first time. You know, it can be jarring at first if you've never done a live. I'm pretty sure you've been on Zoom calls and done work stuff like this before. So this is a different medium. But let's go back to like the connecting part right there. And I'm 100% on board with you in terms of when I first got into this space, me personally, as a relation, I came in for the value proposition. I was looking for a way to diversify out of stocks to get into NFTs, which got me into crypto as well as
Right.
NFTs. You know, back in the day when Snoop Dogg was doing all these things, my very first NFTs also was the AMC Gold popcorn bucket from
Yeah,
AMC
yeah.
Connect. I don't know if it was on wax. I think I still have it, but you know, when I got that, I just thought this was really cool. And then, you know, my daughter, I showed her this thing. And I remember, D, when I showed her the golden popcorn bucket, she's like, "Oh, that's cool. Can I put that on Roblox?" And I'm like,
What?
okay, I get it. You know what? But
What's
I
that?
get it. You know what I mean? It's like, because these are her skins. Because, you know, if you have kids, then you're giving them gift cards so they can buy stuff for Roblox and Minecraft, and they'll spend like $50 on a skin that is not redeemable, right? It just
Oh my
stays on that
gosh! Don't
server.
even get me
So
started on skins. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to cut you off.
no, but like, you know, we go to like, you know, the kids, they know what's going on here in this digital space. They understand digital products. So, you know, seeing that notion, my daughter kind of educating me on like the digital side of things, I kind of got that. And so this was a diversification. It was all about value proposition. Then I went into Vivi. I started collecting comic books. And there's this thing that Chris Severs likes to say. He's a big collector in our community as well. He's on Go Collect. And he calls this notion nostalgia respark. And that's when we're
Yeah,
kids and we remember these things, right?
yeah,
Like Transformers, Ninja
yeah,
Turtles,
yeah.
X-Men.
80s, man, 80s.
And then you get that thing, right? You're like, "Ooh, I remember that. The DeLorean." That was my first NFT I bought on Vivi, actually, was the DeLorean. So all that stuff resonated with me. And then after that resonation and you start building, it was no longer about the value proposition, and it was back to, I want to get a good collection, right? I want this, I want that. And so I've got about 1,400 comics on Vivi. I got a good sizable collection. I'm not level 100. I think I'm level 65. I'm sure you got a bigger collection as of looking at your FANABLE collection. We'll get to this FANABLE collection in just a minute, but it just made sense to me. And then from the collecting part came the connection. And I'm a big proponent on connecting with people here. You know, if you asked me 3 years ago, Zoso, you would never see me up here talking. I'm in my mid 40s. I'm going to date my age here. And you'd never see me talking on the internet. Why would I do this, right? But because I got to connect with these people, the passion, this is fun. There is a value proposition. There's a connecting proposition. I truly believe the digital age isn't all about PFPs and price go up. It's about connecting with longstanding people in this place. And, you know, it's so much fun. We just came back from DCon, and you and I chatted a little bit about this in the back channels. And, you know, just meeting people. And, you know, at that first glance, when you go to these cons, you may feel like, you know, I may not connect, or it may feel clicky. There's always going to be someone at a con that you're going to be able to resonate with and connect with. And once you get to that connection, also, that's it. And D, you can attest to this. We had such a good time in DCon Vegas. And I know I'm rattling off. I will get to you in just a minute. We went to this restaurant, Zoso. It was like just 5 of us. We told people where we were, like, hey, you know, you don't get left behind if you want to come hang out. 5 turned into like almost 35 people in a span of half an hour. And we had a good time together. We had a good memory. It was all about collecting. We even found a bar that was called Nerds, and you won't believe it. There were comics and collectibles and an arcade and an octagon. It was the weirdest thing in Vegas. So it's fun, man. And I 100% agree with you on the connecting part right here. And so for me, like, what's one of the biggest things that you like so much on the connecting part? You're in the FANABLE community. You know, we have a bunch of people in our Discord. What's the best thing that resonates with you the most about being a part of this community?
You know, I don't. So, like going back to Vivi, I feel there's disconnect there, or like you said, I was kind of like clicky a little bit. But Fanable Land was just, I don't know, like right off the bat, I was just getting on Discord and hearing everybody, and you know, just it's just hilarious. I think it's funny, there's something about the kiosk. You
Yes,
know, there's a gambling aspect
the
to it, but
addictiveness of the kiosk.
oh yes, and it's like okay, you know, I'll go through like 3 or 4 of them, and I go, yeah, but what happens if the next one gets pulled? You know, and how many times that's happened where you got done and somebody's pulled something, and you're like, wait, I was just right there, and
Yes.
you know, so it's hilarious, and I think it's fun, and someone was talking about, you know, that yeah, I'm adding liquidity to the deal, and I mean that's cool too. But there's so many people that are basically, hey, do you want to buy this before I, you know, put it out in the market or what? And I appreciate that because I am a collector. You know, I'm gonna hold these things and pass them down, and you know,
Yeah.
and so if I can add liquidity to these guys that are, you know, just having fun and buying and selling, so be it. You know, it's fun for me, it's fun for them, and it's like you said, it's yeah, it's collecting and it's money, but it's also this just cool people and hanging out, you know. I appreciate that. Fanable is just, they got it going on, and the comic books are, I've called some in, and they're just unbelievably clean and beautiful, and just blows my mind. It's just, it's art. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, you know, and I love that you said it's art because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, what's so cool other than like you can put money into it, you could have that value proposition, you can collect it, it resonates with you as a kid, and it could be your favorite character, your favorite story, or the cover just really resonates with you. And so that's my problem, right? You talk about the kiosk. I love the kiosk game, and Dee's been good, by the way, because I have not been playing the kiosk game in a while. She's been keeping me on a leash. But like, you know, like my birthday, I think of my birthday, I'm like, I'm just gonna go hog. I at one time in one sitting in 1 hour, I must have pulled 65 cases.
Yeah,
You know,
golly.
and
I must have been sleeping.
my problem though is I'm one of those guys. If there's a cover that resonates with me, it'll throw the whole thing off because like I'll use the liquidity that I put back into it
Right.
to rebuy another case. But I'm like, oh, there's Peacemaker on that cover because I'm a big John Cena fan. And even though that cover, which I think is like a Godzilla book, it really does not. There's no value, right? But because I got like, oh, Mr. Freeze is on there, and you got Harley Quinn with Peacemaker, and you got Godzilla. What a cool looking cover, right? And so I keep it, right? So I'm that type of collector. If like the cover resonates with me, I'll keep it.
And
The
it messes
grade,
you up.
it messes me up. Exactly. And I end up with all these little B comics, I like to call, right? They look nice in my collection, but it's like, there we go. Then I start feeding the beast, as we say, right? And so,
Well, I'm something about too, like Fantastic Four, kind of. I love that, and any kind of comic that is there before I was even born, I'm like sold. Like, oh my gosh, it's like
yeah.
1965, and you know, 19. Some guy started. I can't remember his name. He's selling those cards, the Cinderella and the Hatter, the Alice in Wonderland. There was a card from 1890 or something. So I started buying those up. I was like, wow, that just blows my mind how, you know, how old those things are. It's just crazy.
So I got a question. So like, you know, and let me pull up your collection right here if you don't mind, because it's a beautiful collection. It's very inspiring. You started collecting X-Men, but now that you have 400 plus comics and cards, my friend, what is an artist that you really resonate now? Like a great example is like one of my favorite artists is Michael Turner. Rest in love for him. He's no longer with us, but I'm a big Michael Turner fan. I also love Peach Momoko, you know, as one of the new moderns. But like, what is like one of the artists that resonates with you the most?
Yeah, it's Scotty Young, man.
Scotty,
Dude, I'm blown away like that.
not
I
it.
don't know. It's just, and by the way, when you bring up that white, we talked about this too on backstage,
Yeah.
but like for the longest time, I was like, what are these blank white comic books out there? Because I'm also, I plug in my comic books in an app and kind of store them as an inventory. But I'd see
Yeah.
these blank white comic books. I had no idea what they were. And then I get on Fanable and I'm like, oh man, they're drawing 101s. I was
Yeah.
like, this is incredible. So I'm sold on the 101s, you know.
You know what's so funny about the white? There was a comic, and I'm so silly because like you'll see some deals on the market, right? And in either there's a deal on the market because someone's trying to like really get into something else, like maybe pull again, or maybe they've mispriced the comic. But
Yeah.
I remember seeing a white label right here, and it had like the trifecta signatures on there. Right. And I'm like, someone sold it for like $65. You had like Jim Lee, Tom K, like just Jim Lee alone. I'm like,
Jim Lee, yeah.
yeah, but like $65. And so like there are deals that market will present. Like I mean, I bought I really feel like it's the first appearance of Invincible, like the preview, right? It was in a Motu #1 comic, image comic. It was the gold foil edition, and there was only like, I want to say 5,000 of those that were made. You only could buy it from one place, and I found it in the app, and I'm like, they're selling this thing for $50. You know what I mean? Sure. You know what I mean? So like stuff like that, and like there are a lot of hidden gems here, and that's why this place is dangerous. But like we talk about your artists. Like, what is a comic hero that really resonates with you now? Now that you're collecting now, you know, like, for me, like, I'm really on a Superman kick now because, because of the Superman movie, like, it made me cry. Absolute Batman, I love what Snyder's doing with that. I think Dragotta is an awesome artist. What is a character that you're resonating with now?
I don't know. I'm still a Wolverine fan. Wolverine, I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you the story. When I first started with Fanable, I didn't even know what Invincible was. I was like, "What is that?" My son was like, "Oh, it's on Netflix. You need to check it out." So I started watching it, and that cracks me up. That whole deal. So anyway, I guess I was the second week or the first week panel. I got the first Invincible, the #1, and hit that grail, and I was like, whoa, that's the first time I hit a big comic book, and just out of the blue, I think I only bought 2 comic books, and it just came out. So it was just, that's where I got hooked. I got hooked right after that. So, but it's funny. I'm just getting back to the comic book world and not knowing. I didn't know what Invincible was. So
yeah. But it's cool. And you know what's so cool about that is now you can relate with your kids. You can relate with other people. And, like it's okay to geek out on these type of things, right? And that's what I love about them most. I'm in my mid 40s. I got like collectibles everywhere. Like right here's an Ecto 1, right? Like it's nuts. I've got like the Batman vehicle right here, the tumbler. So like anywhere around my house now, there's collectibles. You see comics, and this has been a really good thing. It's been, I want to say, for the better for our lives as well. Also, being in this space, we've kind of learned new skills. Like, we've never been able to do this type of stuff before. I was never a streamer until like 2 years ago. 2 years ago to the gay, I believe we started doing live streams. We did pre-records before. And that's all because of collecting, because I wanted to talk about the stuff with my wife. We wanted to continue the conversation. We wanted to reach out to people like you. Speaking of my wife, I've been chatting way too much. I told you I was very Portuguese. D, go ahead. Do you have anything you want to ask Zoso? Half an hour in.
I know. No, I've been enjoying the conversation, and it's good because I have our little one, and he's been oohing and awing and doing all these random noises here in the background.
Zoso.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, when you guys were talking about going for polls and stuff, it's when the secret kiosk comes live and you only have 5 polls that you're able to do. I'm in the other room, and I swear all I hear is Hinado. Like he gets he's trying to time it perfectly, and he watches. Okay, what got pulled? There's still a chance. So if I did this, it's like a whole math to this whole ordeal. But it's and then we have our group chat with some of our friends and our team, and they're also they have a game plan. This is what I want to do. I think there's however many more books left in the kiosk. I'm
Yeah,
gonna wait for this
that's it.
time.
I
It's
think
like a
that's cool too. By the
strategy.
way, yeah,
What's that?
no, showing how many comic books are in the kiosk, right? That gosh, y'all remember that there was one where the Grail, I think, got down to the very last one, and
Oh,
oh, and everybody was jumping in, and I mean, it literally was the last comic, and yeah, and that's crazy. And then you see the opposite, where you see one just get kicked out in the first three comics,
Yeah.
so it's fun. It's just really cool. But I'm going to ask y'all a question.
Yes.
Now, there's this thing that, we're talking about now in Fanable about overbuying, right? And buying, 20 at a time in cases. How do y'all feel about that?
Honestly, for me, it doesn't bother me specifically because I'm all about it's fair game if you have the capital to do that. And also, it's good for the project, right? Because at the end of the day, we want this project to succeed. And this is not a sponsorship thing. This is me as a person that has my own money in the project as well, right? And so, but I understand that as well, right? Coming from people that maybe are timing it like me, right? You know what I mean? Like, because that did happen to me. And it wasn't you, Zoso, it was somebody
Yeah.
else. Because I'm on the chase for Witchblade #1. And I was so close, but I was 3 away, and then someone bought like a lot, and they encompassed it. I'm like, man. So like, you get that, right? We're like, you know what I mean? And then you're like, if I only was fast enough, but I'm gonna say it like this. That's the name of the game here, right? That's
Well, you'll be surprised to my answer. I agree with the limit. I
yeah.
yep. I think it does take a little bit of a way for people who are, only have so much to spend or that kind of deal. And and just buying 20 and 30 at a time. So I think there needs to be a limit. So a
You
I
see
cool
see
right.
your
down
point there,
period.
specifically for the secret kiosk because it's the
Yeah.
lowest tier, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
So okay, yeah.
To be the sidekick.
Maybe for the largest ones, that you made a good point there. I mean, maybe for the large ones you don't, because I mean that's a lot of money. If you want to buy 10 $250 cases, go at it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, especially the lower ones though. Like yeah,
Well, like they do have the limit on the secret kiosk, so maybe for the sidekick they could do that too. Now, here's what I want to say about that, right? Even though like I'm a person that's like, I'm okay with it. I love that the one of the biggest whales on the platform is saying you're cool with that, right? Because like if like certain whales they wouldn't be cool with that, right? And like or the biggest collector, let's call you the biggest collector. And I like that. I love that notion. And I love that you're looking out for also the other collectors that also want to collect as well. So that's really good
absolutely.
on you right there. Go back to you. Say again. See, I'm cutting in line.
No, it's all good. No, I was gonna say that. So Hinano sent in a bunch of books, right? And he got his all taken care of. Excuse me, I'm
Don't
talking.
mind drummer boy.
Yeah. And then I ended up sending some books in too. And when mine, started populating on the what do you call it, online, I made like a mistake and I did stuff wrong because I was like new to like putting up your books and whatever. So Hinano, my advisor, was telling me this is how you probably should. So I'm like, okay. So I went to unlist them, and I couldn't unlist one book because it was already bought, and I'm like, oh no. So I went and looked. I'm like, who is this Zoso guy? But I was like, okay, that's cool because it's it was Amazing Spider-Man, the one with the Eminem,
Yes.
Eminem with the Spider-Man. So I was like, okay, cool. A
Yeah.
collector got the Hustler edition, so that was really cool.
I got both of them. Yeah, and that's right.
Yeah.
And I wanted both of them. I think that's cool too.
That's rare. That book is rare. That ASM #1, that's the M&M variant, right? Yeah, you can't find that variant around there. Like go look around on eBay. It's like it's hard to find that one. Even I don't know what grade she sold you, but because we have one more, we have a 9.8 in the collection. I think we sent like a 9.4
I think that was
or
a
9.0.
9.0 or 9.4. Yeah.
Yeah. but that's definitely to have two, right? Now you got both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's good. He's got a like, he's got a match too. So hey, I can see that. So now like certain names, like when you go to see who owns what book, if you're trying to get that or offer them something, I'm like, so there's a thing that we started saying, it was like just a joke, like once you see something and it's gone and you see that Zoso has it,
It's
okay,
gone.
that's gone.
It's
It's gone.
gone.
Yeah, no
Uh,
chance. But I
that
mean, that's really cool that you're
that Van, what's that Van Pilla? Am I saying that right? What's the woman
Oh,
vampire?
Vampirella,
Yeah.
Vampirella.
Okay. And I kept seeing that go over and over and over, like nobody wants this comic book. And then again, I chat GPT'd and looked in the background. I was like, and they were like, hey, that's a great long term hold. You need to hold that long term. It's going to do well. I was like, all right, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm just going to buy it. It's going to be gone. I think I told everybody it's gone now, guys. That's not coming back.
But when we say gone, what I love about you is it's not gone monetarily, right? Like you didn't flip out of it. Like
No.
you are the existential collector right here, right?
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing because at the end of the day, it is a collecting app, right? And so, and I love to see that. Like it is inspiring to see 400 plus collectibles in your account right there, right? Because like for one, that shows that you're comfortable with the platform. You're comfortable
Yeah.
with the ease of use, and I'm going to get to the features and functionality because I want to know your thoughts on that. And I'm pretty sure, Fanable probably wants to know that as well. Like because for myself, starting on the platform, I initially did not enjoy the experience, but I was having issues with the credit card portions of it, right? So I kind of walked away from it. This is when they were doing drops. And then luckily when they started, I went back a second time. They've improved things since then. And
Yep.
ever since I've reconnected to the platforms, also, it's nothing but improvements, nothing but improvements.
Yep.
This is all I've been seeing Fanable do is go up, up, up. And I love that. Smooth transactions. I've mailed books, I think between D and I, 50 to 60 books, something of that sort has gone to them. And that's jarring when you send a lot of books at one time. It could get damaged if we didn't do our due diligence to pack it well. No damages, no nothing. Got there in 2 to 3 weeks. No issues. I sold half my collection. I kept half there because I wanted some to just flex. And it's been a great experience. Crypto, gosh, dangerous. Super dangerous for me because, like, you know what I mean? And Dee knows because she's watching my wallets now. So, but the experience has been really good. So I really want to know your take on the experience. And I don't know if we even asked this in the beginning, but how did you find Fanable?
Yeah. So through so I'm on Discord with VV and then on VV I think it was Discord. And because they would show the comic book, the rotating, and I was like, I didn't think anything of it. I still didn't know what that was all about. And so it took me a while, and I said I'm going to check into this, and because I don't know what are they trying to do? Is that another NFT or are they selling NFT comic books? And when I went into the site and I found out it was actually physical comic books, I was blown away. I was like, man, I can start collecting again. I can start like I got a ton NFT comic books through Vivi, but I want the real thing as well. I want both, So which I think is what Vivi's trying to do too, is send physicals on top of NFTs. And but yeah, I was just blown away of owning the physical and really, I can keep it on that site or I can bring it in. I think that's just super cool. And I did. I'm so deep. I'm in Pokemon. I'm in One Piece. Don't know what I'm doing at One Piece, by the way. I have no clue. And then I'm huge sports cards now. I mean, I'm ripping the Disney Sapphires, the Marvel Sapphires, high end boxes. I mean, I spent some money on some of these boxes, which are just ridiculous. $1,000, $2,000 boxes that you're ripping. But I've exactly. And so now now GameStop is now connected with PSA, and I'm like, holy cow! I'm sending my stuff in and get graded.
You see where it's going, right?
Oh, I'm in deep. But I've hit. I've just I have been a little lucky, and I think that's what's keeping me going. I have hit some really big Grail stuff on the sports sides and on the Pokemon and that kind of deal. And I'm super excited for this Pokemon kiosk that's coming out. So they're gonna take a lot of my money. That's for sure.
Well, we do have a live stream on Monday, so come join us. In the chats, I mean, yeah, come.
That would be cool. Yeah, I sure will. So.
And that'd be really cool to like do some pack on ripping. Oh, there we go. He's saying hello, Zoso. He's like,
Hey.
hi, collector. Going back to the notion about you can collect the physical as well as the digital now, and then also like you're able to like trade that digital while also keeping that physical in a secure Brinks vault. That made a ton of sense to me. That's what really got me in here, because like the one thing that I was getting fatigue on is I buy like maybe a $50 blind box, and this is the space all around, not just VV or any other guys. This is the space all around. Like $50 to $100 on a blind box, and then you lose 90% of that value immediately, because in reality, people are buying the blind box for the chase, right? But the juice isn't worth the squeeze in the end, because you get squeezed out. Here at FANABLE, with the 90% buyback, it's like, for me, in a way, because I'm a person that loves collecting in general, if I buy a comic and it's not the fair market value, I still don't lose, because in the end, it's mine. It's a physical book. I get to have it if I want. I can sell it back, right? Because of the 90% buyback. And that notion around there just made sense to me. And that's what locked me into this project specifically, was all of those really good caveats of being in the project. So,
and I'll tell you this too, on FANABLE, they do very, very well on the payoff strategy, the 50 times and the whatever times. I mean, you can buy a $50 kiosk and you're shooting for a $1,500 comic book. That's insane.
Right.
So they've done great on that.
Yeah, and the chase too is like they have really good chases. I love that they're transparent on the pricing, the fair market value, how much is in the kiosk, like all of these things to give the buyer, the collector, like at least the advantage on to make the right choice. Because sometimes I'll just wait. I mean, like, these guys will sell it. Somebody will sell something in the market. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, that's way too much. Come on. I do have Gold Collect. You know what I mean? But, it's really fun, and I'm loving the project. But let's talk about features. What is one of the best features that you like on the platform? And, not to be critical, but what is something you think they can improve? Or is there anything that you want to add to the platform that you think should be added?
Man, I would. This is crazy, and I've thought about this, but I wouldn't mind even a higher dollar kiosk, and have the like insane grails of comic books, like that. With the largest one is what, that Amazing Fantasy for 20,000, which man, I there's been a few times where I'm like, ooh, I could just buy that if I can just contact the guy who got it. And then I was like, my wife will absolutely murder me.
You'll be in the doghouse.
but
it's for our kids, honey.
Right.
But man, if there was more stuff like that, and like the higher grade, older type comic books, oh my word, 50,000, 80,000, that would be insane. I don't know if that's plausible or if there's not enough market for that, but that would be kind of cool. And I think they're doing the right thing, bringing on Pokemon and doing some others. I probably wouldn't go crazy like Courtyard's doing, and they got too many packs and too many different things. But FANABLE is definitely leading in the comic book space for sure.
You know what I love about that notion about having another tier, like a Grail kiosk, right? Like literally call it the Grail or the Gold kiosk. Speaking of Grails, what is a Grail that you're looking for that you haven't seen on the app yet? Like we've seen AF-15, there's X-Men 1, Hulk 181. Me personally, I'm looking forward to FF1. That is like my favorite Marvel book is Fantastic Four #1. That's my Grail on VV. I told myself that like
Yeah.
that's the only grail. Like I'm not into like the partners or any of that. I'm into the comics. And if we saw the first family on Fanable,
I'm with you. I think you just nailed it. That's kind of I'll tell you a thing. I got lucky on VV Amazing Fantasy when it came out, and I bought it. It was the secret rare. I got the
oh,
secret rare, and look, it went. I had people at work, and they're like, "What are you yelling about?" I was yelling up and down the hallways, and I think it immediately went to like $30,000, and they're like, "Sell it." And I'm like, no, I can't sell that. I can't sell. I have a problem. I cannot sell. I can't sell. And I think it's now what, $5,000 or something. So, which is still big. It only cost me what, $20. But yeah, it's just insane. And I don't know. I think yeah, FF would be huge. I want to see more of the number one comics that are the true grails. And then the Amazing Fantasy, I would love to see a higher grade. That's what I was talking about, having that grail kiosk and having a monster in there, but
yeah. So like, and so the biggest question is like you talk about like you were able to turn $20 into like maybe 5K, right? What is like the favorite pull, the favorite grail that you ever got in your collection? What is like one like, oh, I got it, like it's mine. I'm probably redeemed it by then. But what is that one book that you landed on Fanable that you're like, yes,
oh, the X-Men #1.
you have that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got that. And of course my X-Men background, and I've always it's a low grade, of course, but like I've always wanted one. So it's like, wow, I got it. And I don't know, the one with has multiple signatures, and also the little one they just doodle stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Beautiful. Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
yeah.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
even I have not been that lucky. I've gotten some things. I think like the major score I got was Dazzler #1. And like, I kept that, but like I have not hit something like a Hulk 181 yet or anything like that.
I got
So
that. Yeah, that's
I'm
cool too. And the signatures on that one, yeah, I got that one too. And that's a Stan Lee too signature on the X-Men. So
oh,
that's
you're right. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Dude. That's so cool, man. I love that. D, I'm gonna pass the baton to you. Again, I'm being Portuguese here. Go ahead, D.
That's not good. Yeah, so yeah, they were asking, are you a big fan of Stan Lee? Which we're
Oh yeah.
assuming yes, you are.
Yes.
Yeah, love those original art covers as well. I had a question as well as other people in the chats. Like, when I was looking at, like, there's not a lot of information on Discord, right? And then I was like trying to look for you on X, and I'm like, I can't find this guy on X, like, just to have like a background kind of thing on you. Um, but I was wondering, like, what or how did you come up with this name? Because I've never heard of Zoso, so
Oh
I
my
ended up
gosh. Okay,
Googling
I should
it.
ask y'all.
I'm
Does
like,
anybody
is
in the
that
chat
Led
know what
Zeppelin?
that? Yes, Led Zeppelin.
Okay, I had to Google that, and I'm like,
Yes.
what? Okay.
Yes. And so I think I bought some Tiger Woods packs. I'm trying to chase right now. I'm trying to chase the Tiger Woods rookie signature card. So I've been buying this pack, and it was funny. He was on eBay. He was like, "Oh, you're a Led Zeppelin fan, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, but he was in his 60s. I'm in my 50s. So that's the only way you're gonna. Yeah, if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, it's Zoso. So
Yeah, because the other things that it said it could have been was like uh some character in Once Upon a Time, with Rumpelstiltskin or something like that, or like yeah, it was like a tribute to Led Zeppelin with and it also means like something about Saturn and
so
Capricorn lining
Jimmy,
up.
well, Jimmy Page did it. It's a symbol. It's not even a. It's not even a name. It's just they had four symbols, on their album, and his was Zoso. So it's supposed to be just like a symbol, not meaning anything. So but I stuck with it for years and years and years, and I've kept it. So
I think it's like all our names, right? Like we all kind of like, for mine, like I use the real Hinano. That's been kind of my name since Facebook, and you kind of carried along. I mean, obviously it's a very bland name because it's in there, right? And I kind of stole it from other people. So, but I like that. Very unique and very different. And I'm telling you, the infamous Zoso is here. That's the thing about it right here. It's like the one thing that I love about what we're doing here is we're allowing the community to connect with you. They get to meet you for the first time. So, you know, but let's talk about the person that maybe have never found Fanable. If you were to see someone off the street and, you know, they talked about Fanable, what is the one thing you would ask them about the project? And, you know, how would you guide them through that? Because you know how when you get into this project, it can be very addicting. What's the strategy on actually buying stuff? And how do you not FOMO?
yeah, I mean, like you're saying, if someone just came up the street and asked me what Fanable is or what, I mean, you know, I think it's a new way of collecting. It's a new age way to collect and not have to deal with the clutter or the, you know, I mean, if I can pull them in, I'll pull them in, but you know, you have that right to do that. It's just another medium to get back into collecting. And I think collecting in general is probably the highest it's ever been and will continue to grow massively. I truly think that you know, getting to the the economics of it and the market value of it, I think it's gonna just continue to increase. So, but it's generally like when Mr. Wonderful said, there is a particular type of crowd that is just a really cool crowd and a cool scene, and I'm enjoying it. So I think it's collecting, but it's also connecting with people and getting to know all the different backgrounds. I mean, like, you guys are in Hawaii, which, by the way, is one of my favorite places. I love Maui. But it's just cool to just, I can't wait. I seriously cannot wait to go to the Comic Con and see everybody and just hang out. And, you know, it's just great. But I don't know if I answered your question or what, but you
No,
know,
you did. And I love that. We're going back to the connection part right there. And so, like, you know, when you do meet, and I don't know if we're being repetitious here, but like I'm really big on connecting with people. So if you meet anybody, or it's a Comic-Con, or if you're on a virtual space like this, or if you're in other projects, and that's another thing I want to talk to you about is other projects, is you will find someone that resonates with you. And once you go and hang out with these people also, that's it, man. You are pretty much lock, step, and barrel right there. You're in, you're going to connect. You guys are going to be like emailing. You guys might even send gift packages. Trust me, it's happening. It's happening, man. We went to DCon and I told D, we barely bought anything, but we brought all kinds of stuff back because people were like, we were all exchanging gifts. Like, oh, I hear you're a Batman fan. Here, have this. And I'm like, oh, well, I hear you like this guy. Have this, right? And so, like, I think we brought 2 travel cases of comics, and we were just giving comics.
that's crazy. That's
that we first saw.
I've seen on TikTok, you know, the Pokemon. It'll be just, you know, they're like a little kid, and you know, and he doesn't have any money, or he's, you know, trying. There's so like the dealers there. That I think one girl had like a shopping bag or like a grocery bag full of cars, and he's like, here's a book. You need to put them in a book. I mean, it's just, that's how cool. Everybody supports everybody in that space, and it's just awesome.
Let me tell you a little cool story. You'll like this. So my wife here is a yard sailor. She loves doing yard sales and garage sales, and they know her. Whenever she drops something on a Craigslist ad, they know to go to Dee's house, right? Because if Dee's not selling anything cool, she's making food because she'll cook. And like, there's a thing she makes, walking tacos, where she puts chili in like a Dorito bag. It's super easy.
Wow.
But what was cool is I brought a short box out, a white box, and I just put a bunch of our old comics, because when we were the Real Uncommon podcast, that's how we gave comics away. We gave comics to our supporters. You know, we actually mailed it to them, right? And so I had all this extra stock that I had to get rid of. So, you know, some of it got donated to the library. But I brought these books out, and I had a bunch of Thor, and I'm not a Thor fan, right? And so people were going in that box throughout the day. I think that box was out there for like 5 hours, and Thor was the only character that wasn't being pulled. People were taking Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, and the whole Megillah. And the last customer was my daughter's classmate and his dad. And they both come in, and the kid's like, "Is that comics? Yeah, go ahead," right? And already in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to charge this kid for anything, right? And he's looking, and he's like, "Thor?" And I looked at D, I'm like, oh my gosh, finally, there's a Thor fan that showed up, right? And he's looking, and the dad tells him, nah. And like, they're priced to sell $0.25 a comic, and the dad's saying no, right? I'm like, what? So I'm like, buddy, I tell you what, 20 comics, yours, take them. Really?
Wow.
And the dad looks at like, really? I'm like, yeah, 20 comics. Because in the end, I really want the kids to just read the books, right? Because if the kids can read the books, then they're going to collect the books, and then they collect the books, and they're going to discover what you and I and Dee have discovered here, right? And that's the true thing, right? Because these fandoms bring people together. My daughter, like I said, Vivi got her into collecting comics. She doesn't collect comics anymore, but she's huge on anime. And so she's got into these anime communities online. She now collects anime. And when I mean collects, because she won't do it online, because I was trying to push her into the digital. She's like, no, I had to buy a bookshelf, Zoso. And then she has this bookshelf full of comics, all wrapped in the bags. And so, but anyways, back to that kid, right? He pulls out the 20 comics. And literally, I said 20 because I knew there were 20 books in there that were Thor. And he pulled them all out. He took all the Thor books. And he's like, he calls me uncle, right? Yeah, because like in in Hawaii, like that's like a sign of respect. They'll call you uncle, like, or an unk, I guess, right? He's like, uncle, thank you so much. And I said, okay, the one thing I want you to do is I want you to go tell my daughter that you read these books, and tell her one story that you read. That's the only deal here. And he had a book report like the next Monday,
wow.
Right? And my daughter's like, he gave me this list. Right there. And it shows the books and the books he read. So that made my heart very warm right there. Digital collecting, physical collecting don't matter. Like, it's bringing people together, and that's the special thing we're doing here. Once again, it's really like PFP is cool. Price go up is cool, but these connections we're forming is so valuable, right? I got to connect with you. I got to connect with other people. I get to connect with all these projects. I'm talking to people I've never thought I would be able to talk to, right? And it's just blowing my mind right here. Dee, anything you want to add to this?
I love that story. I mean, I was there, and I love hearing this story. But just overall, community is the reason why we have this show, and that's kind of how and why we started the YouTube channel in the very beginning. And after we went to DCon Anaheim in 2022, and we just like people. We like to talk to people, and when you meet them in real life, like in person, after talking with them online, it's like just another like heightened level feeling that you've gotten to know this person online, and then just to meet them, be able to give them a hug, and continue the conversation. I feel like that's what I look forward to every November, when we can do it, to come back to DCon in Vegas, and hopefully we can go to like other events as well, like San Diego Comic-Con, or even New York, or maybe later on, like across the globe to Europe or Asia or somewhere. But yeah, just to see the community come together, and once you start like this whole giving thing, and it's not just us that gives and stuff, but when you see people doing it in real life, it's like like a chain effect. Like someone else is like, oh, they're doing that here, like add this to the pot, and it just like keeps growing and growing. And it's just, I love seeing that, and I love being a part of it, and just seeing new people come in and being welcomed. Yeah, I mean, it's just, community is a lot to us, and that's why we try and go and branch out to talk to people like you. Like, I never would have talked to you. Like, I didn't even know you were in BB until we found FANABLE, and then seeing your collecting on FANABLE, and I'm like, we need to get this guy on. You know, everyone has a story, whether you're a huge collector or, you know, you have one or two things. It's just, you know, we're all in this space together and we all have a common interest, which is community and collecting. You know, if you collect and you flip, you know, trade, whatever, that's your thing, right?
Yeah, right.
But I mean, that's part of what this is all about. So yeah, just I love where we have ended up in this space.
Well, I hope to see you guys in person and also talk with your daughter. Maybe she can explain One Piece to me.
So actually,
Oh.
we do have a community member. Nas, are you here? If not, he is all into One Piece right there. I also know Mahalo Joe. There are people in the VV community that really know this type of fandom. I don't know much about One Piece. We could also get our daughter on the line as well. She does know One Piece as well. That's a funny thing, right? When you start going to your kids for some advice.
And she loves it too. In a way, she's like, well, she first gives us a look like, what? You don't know what this is? Or,
Yeah, right.
come on, with the eye roll, like, we should know this stuff. Like, come on, man, we're old. Like, just give us a break.
Well, I
It's
think
so easy for her.
my son was like, hey, yeah, you need to go check that out. He goes, I believe there's 600 episodes. I was like, no.
Yeah, no. Where am I gonna find that time in my day to like do that? But if you do it every once in a while with them,
Yeah.
I mean, that's also like quality time with the family.
Yeah,
And
and that's what we do. Yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll rip together, and he'll say, "Oh, that's it."
Love that.
He knows
Yeah.
One Piece too, and then you know, we're chasing and doing stuff, and I'm driving my wife nuts because I'm on the kitchen table, stuff spread out everywhere, and then I got to get organized and sleeve everything.
Sleeve
and,
room, yeah. That's a whole process too. No,
Um,
that's awesome to hear. Getting the family involved. I think that's what makes it even more fun. You know, just also like getting them into it. They teach you new stuff, you teach them stuff, and it's just also like brings back some nostalgic memories. Like if you were younger and you shared that with your friends when, you know, you're in elementary school, at school doing that, it's like now you have someone to do it with you at home.
Well, it's so
And
bad at my house. I absolutely have I have the absolute football advent calendar, where each day leading up to Christmas, I'm pulling a pack and ripping it.
oh, it's actually like
It's an
one of the
advent
advent calendar.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
that's
Trying to
cool.
get
Well,
a
see, that's
kaboom.
kind of cool though.
That's
So you're
awesome.
limiting yourself to that one each day, so you're
Right.
not like all of them at one time.
Well,
That's
if you
probably
get a
what I would do.
kaboom, it's huge. I've never pulled a kaboom, but it's like a very rare sports card. So,
Oh, okay. Well, good luck. I hope you get the kaboom. You gotta take a picture and show us when that happens.
oh yeah, that would be wow. It'd be awesome. But
Yeah.
I'll tell
there's-
you one thing.
Yeah.
too. Fanable. I brought in a box, and some of them were broken. The cases were broken, and it was just a bad,
shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it happens.
man, they went over and above. And Sergio, man, was like, send me the pictures. He goes, mail them back to us. We'll regrade them for you. And one of them was a Scotty 101, which was like my
Oh.
favorite.
Yeah.
And it was the one that got beat up the most. But I tell you, man, top
They took
notch.
care of you.
They are top notch for sure. So,
You know,
I mean, went on and on about it. Like, hey, apologizing over and over. And I'm like, hey, it happens. It's not that big of a deal, but they were like, no, we're going to make it right. So it was awesome.
And shout out to Slops and also Sergio and the entire team. You know, Talitha and anyone else that I'm not naming. I apologize, but like I love the leadership of Sergio right here. Like he is so transparent. He's on it. We have a connection to him as well. Like if we need something, he's really good at that. And you know, like, and he's also good at throwing flowers. So I want to throw the flowers back to like Sergio, Slops, and the team. I think they do such a great job. Slops, you are the heart and soul of that Discord. I want you to know that, Slops. You are the heart and soul of that Discord.
He
You
took
keep
good
us
care of me.
anchored.
Yes.
Yeah, so shout out to the team right there, and I love what they're doing right here. Zoso, we're getting close to the end of the program. Before we're not going to let you go yet. I hope you're still good on time. I want to be very respectful towards your time. I know you're a busy man, but I want to remind everyone we are running a giveaway from FANABLE. We're going to be giving away a Sidekick case, and Zoso, if you want, enter as well. All you got to do is type in the chat #Zoso. You can do that on the FANABLE YouTube, or also in our YouTube, or on our X, or on our Kick, and as well as our Twitch, because we're simulcasting to all these locations right now. Enter that giveaway, and we will run this at the end of the program, guys. The giveaway tool is running right now. Before we kind of pivot off, there's 2 more questions I want to ask you. The last one's the hardest one, but this one right here, I want to ask about other projects. We've talked about FANABLE a lot. But what other projects besides FANABLE and Vivi are you into? Are you collecting McFarlane? Are you into Cryptoys? What else are you into?
Yeah, no, well, again, just the sports stuff. I'm a big book reader. That's another thing that is probably driving my wife nuts. I literally, I've probably got like, I'm one of these weird guys where I can actually read a book partway and then pick up another book, and then I can go back to the other one and pick right back up again. So literally, I can read like 10 or 15. I got like 10 or 15 books that I'm reading simultaneously, just all at the same time. But
wow,
you're a
like machine.
It's really weird, but yeah. So I read all the time, and then and my work, I worked for a certain company, but now I'm on my own. I built it up, and so I do, I work all the time, and I read all the time, and then I collect. So, but that's it. Really just mainly it's been sports, comics, and NFTs, and I've kind of faded a little bit with Vivi, just kind of figuring out where they're going there. But yeah, FANABLE for sure is probably front and center, more than anything right now. And I just love the leadership and how it's done and how it's run. So
okay, so now let's go back to FANABLE and let's talk about the Pokeos launch. It's launching on Monday. Now, for me, I see this as a really good opportunity for the project to really get more eyeballs in here. We've already got the comic guys in here, right? But like to open up the doors to say Pokemon, and I see, again, I am not a big Pokemon collector, but I'm beginning to realize how massive the collecting community is for Pokemon. And so I really love what they're going to be doing with this, with the Pokiosk and stuff like that. So I kind of want your opinion, as your professional opinion now, not financial advice, everybody, but like this direction they're going with Pokemon cards. They're trending. Go on Google Trends. You'll see it. It's trending up. Where do you see this going for them with the Pokiosk launch on Monday?
I think it's huge. I definitely think it's the growth rate on Pokemon is tremendous. I think One Piece is trying to get there. I think you probably have more growth on One Piece, but there's always that stable Pokemon that will continue to increase. I see it, again, not financial advice, but I see it outpacing the S&P 500 easy. And so it's definitely a big part of my portfolio, and will continue to add to it. So I'm super excited about it. I'm probably going to fade away from Courtyard as FANABLE keeps adding these. That was really the main reason why I was in Courtyard, was for the Pokemon and One Piece. So I'm glad that FANABLE. I'm definitely going through FANABLE for Pokemon. That's for sure. And I think it's a great investment for sure.
Not financial advice, but I 1,000% agree with you. And I'm looking forward to Monday. And what I love is the barrier to entry, which is super low. Like that base pack alone for $15 will really attract a lot of people. And, just trying to get into that, right? And learning something new is something that I love too as well. Like you're learning One Piece. I'm really a noob when it comes to Pokemon. I don't know any of this stuff, right?
Not me either. Yeah.
But it's exciting though, right? You get to learn something brand new. I get to and my biggest problem, and I'm really scared by this, is I'm gonna really dig it to a point where I'm gonna go all in. You know, because I'm also bad with comics. I still collect comics every Wednesday. I have my LCS, and my LCS now is digital now, right? So like I literally go online and they pull a box for me and it gets sent to my house. Like, so all these things now are spreading me, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna turn into a problem for me. I think so.
Well, I'm already there, brother. I'm there. I also have heard that Pokemon, the new Pokemon, like if you're ripping new Pokemon, they've watered it down seriously. So like it's hard to pull something worth anything in the new Pokemon stuff, right?
Okay.
So it's interesting. I'd rather have the older graded, it's already graded, and that's what's huge for me, right?
Yeah.
You already know what it's going to be worth. There's a market for it, and you're just so
Established market.
exactly. And I don't know. Did they say how high they're going to go? Like what kind of grade? Like how high is the kiosk?
What's the floor?
Yeah, or well, we know the floor,
Or
but
what's the ceiling?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think we've been given that alpha yet. I know someone asked, it was in O'Malley's Space, FANABLE Fridays. They asked if they had a specific card, which I think is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they don't have that card. So I think the ceiling's not 100K yet.
No.
But I think Sergio's waiting till Monday to let us know. So
I would assume maybe some 1500s, maybe some 15. I saw them, maybe some $1,500 cards or $800 cards. I don't know. I'm guessing. So I'm definitely going to be in there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's sorry, go ahead, Dee.
No, I was gonna say I'm really excited to see what is gonna be pulled. Oh, who's gonna pull the first one? You know how in this space we're all about the first. Who's the first?
I think we're
Who's
sitting with
gonna-
that person. I think he's here.
Who's gonna pull the
No.
first
I think he's
one?
here.
That's gonna be so cool because it's gonna, they're launching, and then that's gonna be awesome to see or hear about. Yeah, I'm really excited. Like the $15 base price point, and then they have the other tiers. I believe 49 and 150. Yeah, for anyone that's gonna be trying it out. Show us what you get, and then if you're also wanting to come up and rip your packs and stuff, feel free to come up when we have the show. Even you too, Zoso, if you're available, if you want to come on and rip that first buy of the kiosk.
or Bragg.
Courtyard does that. Courtyard does that. I think it goes from $50 or $25 all the way up to $2,500. And I hope that some point that there will be, with the comics too, that there will be some higher dollar ones, because I think in that 2,500 there's a legit, like you can pull some $30,000 and $50,000 Pokemon,
and then
cards.
make the pool like really small because of like how much the entry is for that. Like not like small, but maybe 100 in there instead.
Yeah,
Something like that sort, or 50.
I guess it just depends on what kind of inventory and what they've got, and what justifies, a 2,500. You're going to have a lot of $1,000 cards in there. But I know they're just starting, and I think it's a great entry point now as a start. But yeah, I hope they get some comic book grails, and I mean I'm talking some monster ones, and have a higher kiosk. That's what that's just me talking.
Action Comics.
Action Comics. Yeah, you're right by Action Comics.
Yes.
Comics.
Oh my God.
Wow, that would be amazing.
See, he's happy.
That would be, yes. There's so much that we're just scratching the surface right now.
Yeah. So I just heard from my co-producer that they did reveal that the base set Charizard was one of the grails they revealed. So
wow.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, noob, but yeah.
Well, it's a chaser for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm sure we'll find out more on Monday. But Zoso, I got just two more questions for you. I know Dee has our excited Superman boy over there. Dee, do you have any questions for Zoso? We're getting close to the hour-half mark here.
No, I'm just really excited to see. I'm just really excited to meet you when that happens next year, or the year after, and you know, just to continue the conversation. And yes, hey, him too. He may be tagging along. I don't know. He'll be older by then. We'll see how he
No,
does on the airplane.
I appreciate you guys. I am a little bit behind the scenes, and I
Yeah.
think doing this has kind of pulled me more into being more vocal or just, you
Good.
know, just hanging out. So you know, I'm excited for that. So I was just going to be, you know, I'm just doing me and behind the scenes and didn't really, you know, but Fanable has been really cool and been really nice, and it's been fun. So it's
You
kind of
know,
pulled
you
me
are a
in.
legend, right? Like, and
I
I don't say
don't
that
see
like,
that.
you know, I understand that, right? You know what I mean? I get it. We're all humble people up here, but at the end of the day, when we look at that collection, it's very inspiring, for at least for me. You know what I mean? And when you look at these books, it's like, oh man, like, you know, and also we're also like, oh, we'll never see the books on the light of day again, right? But like, it's cool, man. It's really cool, and this has been a very really awesome conversation. I really appreciate you coming on and actually having this conversation. I probably got way more questions, and they're not coming out. Go ahead, T.
There is one question from our co-producer though.
Oh, okay. We do
For
have a question.
Zoso, he asked if you have any cool first edition books in your collection that you're proud of.
No, gosh, no, I don't. I'm not a book collector. Um, if I get into that, I'd run out of money. That's great question. No, I'm just a book reader, but I'm not a collector. That would be interesting though, and expensive.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any more questions, guys, too, before we get to the tail end of the program and also run this giveaway? Also, guys, if you're tuning in now, we are giving away a Fanable Sidekick case that we will be unboxing on stream. So if you want a chance to win that, and shout out to our sponsor for the giveaway today, type in hashtag Zoso. I was going to put hashtag legend, but I decided to put Zoso instead, and we'll run that at the end of the program. Zoso, 2 more questions for you, very hard ones. And this next one is very, very hard. You can ask D and myself any question you want, except for my social security number.
Well, let's see.
It's a hard one. Usually people get stumped on this one.
More on D. What do you like to collect? What is your big collection? What do you like?
As far as like books and stuff or comic
No,
books?
well, yeah, in general.
So for me, the type of comic books that I like to collect are, and a lot of them is mainly for the cover, is I love any Peach Momoko covers. I try to collect them, and I have like a short box full of them, but I know I'm missing like a ton. I'm a huge fan of Wonder Woman, so any Wonder Woman book, card, anything with her on it is amazing. So I have like another maybe 1 or 2 short boxes of just Wonder Woman comics. Shout out to BB Knight, rest in love. I got a whole bunch from him. Superman and Wonder Woman books that he sent for me. And then I started with our daughter, who's now a preteen. When she was a baby, you know how like some parents want to tell my story, okay, dude? I wanted to like have something to collect as like she gets older.
Yeah.
And so my first thing I wanted to do was like get little mini like snow globes, like the little figures, the little ones. And that worked for like the first 2 years. So I started collecting every once in a while when they had them in like little shops here and there on the islands or when we traveled, until she got a hold of one. And she was playing with it. It was like a small little one, and it was the Peanuts. There was like one of the Peanuts character inside the globe, and she was playing around with it, and then I heard
Oh no.
I was like, oh no.
No.
That's probably not a great idea to collect for a child. And You
Well,
don't
we have
have to.
something in common there because when my kids were little, that's what I bought. I bought snow globes, Disney snow globes, the nice, the big ones with it. I think they stopped doing them, but and we went to Disney every year. I mean, my wife would be pregnant, pushing a kid. When I'd have a kid. You know, we're big Disney guys. So, in fact, I'm going to Disney next week right now. So coming up.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
Now, you know, all my kids are grown, so we're probably going to do more of the Epcot around the
Oh, let's
world. But yeah, the snow globes. I think I have like 35 different snow globes.
wow.
You know,
Oh, that
so
is awesome. Okay, yeah, you beat me there.
each one just is a memory of, you know. And so that's good. You need to do that because I think you'll come back and there'll be a memory attached to it. You know.
Yeah, no, that's true for sure. So now I have to find something else to collect. So the only other thing I've been kind of collecting now is anytime we go to the movies. I mean, I collected some like movie tickets when I was younger. Hey, but even more so now, like when we take the kids to the theater, I'm like, I want to keep this ticket because they were
Yeah.
there with us, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's yeah. That besides. I collect like seashells when we go to the beach and stuff. I collect a bunch. I have like jars of seashells in the house. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of what I collect. Oh yeah, and then one more thing. Like when I'm like a big foodie. I love food and snacks and candy. So whenever there's like a Hershey bar or like any other stuff, and they have like a special like Christmas theme wrapper. I keep that after I eat it. I mean, I don't know what's gonna come of it, but you know, I can't keep it sealed. I gotta open it, eat it,
She's
and
not
then
joking.
keep the wrapper.
No.
She's got a
Why?
cereal box here, right?
What?
That's encapsulated. So
That's
she
wild.
collects like I forget what this box represents, but like this is like a cereal box that they made that was like low on supply or something. So
Yeah, I think
That's
this blue one
wild.
because it's usually the orange background, but I think they made a few of the blue background ones for this cereal.
That is
So
wild. I didn't even think about that. That's cool.
yeah,
And
I mean, like, you know, I'm sure if you have ants in your house, Hawaii now, keep these away, right? So, but yeah, I pull this out and everyone trips out like, no way, like, yeah, look, it's in a case.
that is wild.
yeah, and it's these like, of course, you would have the food stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you didn't answer me. Ask this question to me, but the one like so because like you were talking with D about like collecting and stuff like that. There's one thing that people don't realize about me that I collect. If you can still hear me, is I collect Eagle Moss Star Trek collectibles. And I don't know if you know what Eagle Moss is, but it was a company in the UK that went out of business, but they licensed all of the models that they made for Star Trek, the online games, and all their TV shows. And these are die-cast models to the T of how they designed them on the show.
Wow.
And so I've got 85 of these.
Wow.
Right? And I mainly collected these because I'm a big Star Trek fan. I'm a Trekkie. And what was so funny is when the business went out of business, overnight, these $20 boxes went up in price, $150, $200, depending if you had like the Enterprise D or even Kirk ship, right? Those things skyrocket in price. And so I've got 85 of these boxes laying around in my house.
That's wild. You're a Trekkie. Wow.
I'm
I
a
don't know.
Trekkie.
Yeah, of course I've watched all the movies and the older movies, you know. But yeah, not a huge Star Trek fan. But yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
It's a funny icebreaker. It's like when people come in, they're like, "Oh, what's underneath that sheet?" Right? Because like sometimes it's on like a shelf in our little walkway area where it's nice and cool because I want it in a nice area.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, you're gonna think I'm a nuts. There's 85 spaceships under here. What? And I take off the sheet, and then sure enough, Star Trek. You got the Klingon bird of prey. You've got the D9. You know what I mean?
Are you gonna you just gonna hang on to them forever, or do you have a plan?
No, see, I just wanted them. Like, so I'm big on spaceships, right? Like, yeah, like right here's a good example. Right here's a 3D printed spaceship from Stargate, right? So like I collect spaceships ever since I was a kid. I've got the Galactica, yeah, I've got all that stuff, right? I've got the Orville. So that's the weird thing about me. Like, like what's the weird thing about you? I collect spaceships. And so, honestly, even Micro Machine, right? Here's a Defiant from like Star Trek. You don't find
He's
these
got
anymore.
he's got a really nice collection, like in those travel. What are the things that you have him in? The cases?
Yeah, like the
Like
Hot Wheel
5
cases.
cases. Yeah.
Oh wow.
When he was younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's our daughters.
Yeah, everything's our daughters. Like even like books, like like say first appearance of Spider-Man 2099. In the holographic. I've got all those. I've got all those raws. So, yeah, and they're all my daughters in the end.
Well, and that's another thing. You kind of brought something up to my mind was, if something ever happens to me, I'm a little worried about Vivi and how they handle estate stuff. Like, what happens if I die? What goes on to all these different sites that I've got
Knock on
collected.
wood, my friend.
Yeah, amen. But it's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I wanted to, if I could sit down with David Yu, I'd probably like, what's the deal there? How is that? What's the protocol? I think they talked about it one time where you filled out some beneficiary forms, but you would think they would do that all on the front end when you set up an account. Like that's my worry.
Well, I know Flexi and a bunch of VV fam are in the chat as well. So, someone from the team I know is watching. There's always someone in the back room. So, hopefully they take this to heart and they listen to, what you're asking for, because, you're 100% right. That goes for all these projects across the board, in my opinion, right? If you have assets in there, what happens to them if by some chance you pass on? So. Yeah. And let's not even think about that. Zoso, I got some questions in the chat.
Financial advisor. That's what
you are. Those are great questions. And I don't want to also miss some of these questions. I forgot about these. Believe is asking, are you a fan of Dark Claw? Do you know what that is? That's the amalgam between Dark Knight and Wolverine. And so the character, I believe, is Logan Wayne in the comics. So, and there's other amalgams on there too, like Super Soldier. I've tried chasing them. They disappear. So, but are you a fan of Dark Claw since you're a Wolverine fan?
No. I think I've seen it. I didn't know what it was. And now you got me in trouble, I'm probably going to go. There
is a Dark Claw on sale in the market. I believe it's signed, and I think Stan Lee's signature is on it. So,
really?
Yeah, not that.
Boys.
I've seen it though. I've seen it in the market. And there's other couple questions in here I'm going to pull up right here. I know someone from our, one of our producers is asking, what's your thoughts on Elmon X?
Yes. Okay. I went to that site. I think it's super, super cool. I think, look, I'm in my 50s. I'm not tech savvy. I really not. If you can't get me on the front end and make it super easy to get, I think I had problems getting in and, connecting, crypto and, what's your wallet and that kind of deal. I kind of just put it away and I never went back. But every time I see them kicking out art, and that, I think that is an awesome, I probably need to revisit that and try to get back in there. I think it's a awesome thing. Awesome. I had problems on the front end and then I moved on. So I think Vivi did really good, by the way. The entry was super easy. FANABLE was super easy. You got to make us old guys, you got to make it easy.
And welcoming.
Yep.
Yeah, welcoming means we spend more money, guys. Just being honest. So, same user. Thoughts on Riftbound League of Legends TCG? Not sure what that means.
What's that now?
Thoughts on Riftbound League of Legends TCG?
Oh, League of Legends. Okay, yeah, I don't chase that. I'm not in that. Again, the only thing as far as the cards go is One Piece and Pokemon. too scared to dip my toe in anything else past that. TCG is that's massive. There's all kinds of the might magic and all that stuff. I'm out of my element there. I just know Pokemon, of course, is King Daddy, right? It's gonna make money. It's gonna make money.
Oh, I think we might have lost him, guys. We do have a connection issue right here. Hopefully, we get him back. Oh, are you back?
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, he's back. All right.
So yeah, I was saying that Pokemon is awesome, and I think One Piece is going to catch up to. I'm not saying that they're going to be bigger than Pokemon, probably not, but there's growth there. So I don't know anything past that.
Me too.
Yeah. And there's so many out there too. That's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah. And the Might Magic, and yeah, it's big now. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. The sports guys that are out that sell, that sell their sports cards out there on those shows, more and more people are going to the Pokemon and the TCG than going to sports, and it's kind of causing a ripple effect. There's some concern there, that the sports area is declining so much because the younger generation is going towards the Pokemon and One Piece and all the TCG stuff. So you're definitely seeing it. Collecting pricing is going down through sports.
All right. So, I got a couple more questions here. They're just coming in now, Zoso. Right here. Thoughts on if FANABLE started doing NBA, MLB drops, I guess, for the cards.
Yeah.
Does that entice you?
Yeah. I'm there. I'm in all the sports cards. I'm physically ripping cards. Another thing that I do a lot is I go to TikTok and they'll rip, live, and then they'll send you the cards. And I do a lot of that as well, and gotten to know, there's several sites that I know very well, and they know me. And so, yeah, that's, you got to do it right. FANABLE's got to do it right. That's another huge market. You got to be careful. And I think the direction with Pokemon is right, and just take it one step at a time, kind of thing.
Man, so this has been really awesome, and I'm telling you, I could be a Portuguese and talk your brains off. The entire chat is loving the conversation.
When it comes to Hawaii,
they're all joking around thinking that you're buying the Dark Claw right now. They're like, that's why he froze. He went to buy it.
Yeah. He was trying to go to another tab, and that's where he messed up.
Oh man, we're gonna pretty much get out of here soon and run the giveaway. But Zoso, this has been really awesome, and I really love the fact that you're a person like me that came into this space really to kind of look as a diversification. You were a collector before, you got reinvigorated, you're doing this with your family, you're enjoying this. It can get very exciting and all that stuff. And now you want to do that connection part. We've all been through that feeling. We know what that feels like. And it's really cool to see that you're connecting the same way as the rest of us. The last thing I want to ask you is really kind of give us your little words of wisdom to the audience. You have 220 people watching currently, and I don't know on the replay as well. Final words for the people watching, for FANABLE, as well as our community. Oh, you're muted, my friend. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah,
you're good.
I'll wear my financial advisor hat a little bit, and again, not financial advice, but I think it is a great diversification. It's fun, and so yeah, it's a money thing, but don't make it such a money thing. It's just it's the connection, it's the people. Again, I keep referencing Mr. Wonderful, but he had it right. He was shocked about how great the collectible people are, and they are, and I'm just glad that I just started this, and then you guys are inviting me on here. I don't think I'm that big of a deal at all, but I appreciate you guys inviting. But it is great to connect with everyone. So my advice is keep that up. Keep that the culture. I love the culture. It's just really cool. So, and I mean, like you were never a social media guy. And look, I love all the social media guys and the effort and energy and everything you pour into it. This production is just top
Thank you.
notch, top notch.
Thank you. Honestly, 3 years ago when we did this, it was an outlet because I'm a very creative person to a point where I have so many ideas in my head. I
Cool.
drive my wife nuts, crazy. Like
Same.
I'll have an idea in my head and she'll be like, "Can you just put it to pen to paper already?" Because I'll just drive her nuts. And so doing all this is just my wacky brain just letting it out. So it's been a really cool thing that turned into a really cool thing, and now we get to do this. And it's just fun to be able to present this. In very secret, I've always wanted my own production company as a kid. If you remember the TV channel UPN, the United Paramount Network, right? I don't know if you remember that or not, but Paramount came out with a network called UPN. When they came out with that and they released Star Trek Voyager as their their flagship show, they had other really cool shows after that. What I really got upset was they had the circle, the triangle, and a square as their logo. And my production company had a triangle, circle, and a square with my initials. And so right then and there, when I saw that, that's when I knew, man, it'd be really cool if I could like invent my own shows and do this. And so I started writing. And now this is an outlet where I can put my writing, because I used to be a writer, and I get to actually use AI and this production to bring it to life. So it's been really fun for me. I really appreciate that comment, man. And I really appreciate you coming on and talking with everyone else. And just for the NFA guys, really quick. Now we're
Yes, thank you.
also because I feel like you have such an impact on this community, and I feel like your story is so massive. I would love to see you come back on, maybe not our show, but another show. We do have an associate. His name is O'Milly. I would really love to see you on a FANABLE Friday with Sergio and Slops. If you're available to do this, to connect with the community, because not everybody's on YouTube. Some people are on X. And this is another outlet as well. So this is something I'd love to try to connect in on the future if you're comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, look, this is my first time, and thank you for inviting me. And I think it's fun, and yeah, I'd love to continue doing it again. I don't think I'm anything special. I just a dude, whatever, just like anyone else. But it's fun getting out there, and I'm so used to being behind the scenes, and so yeah, I'd love that. Definitely.
I love that. I love that, man. And I think we're all special here. And I don't mean that to be, sound like a Disney commercial, but I think in the end, we're all special, because if it wasn't for all of us being here, the space would not continue to exist. I'm a big proponent on a rising tides lifts all ship. If FANABLE succeeds, then Vivi succeeds, and then Mark
Agreed.
Marlin succeeds, and everyone else like Cryptoids and everyone alike that's still here will all rise with the tides as well. So guys, this has been the fan club with Zoso. We're gonna run this giveaway. Zoso, if you want to hang, it's up to you. We're gonna open up a case and do all those stuff. If you want to bounce as well, that's understandable as well, my friend.
Yeah, I've got my I'm at work now. I've got some stuff going on, so I have to jump here in a little bit. So
Well, like I said, we thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let Dee say her piece as well. This has been really, really impactful, I think, for everybody to learn who you are, to get your face out there. And I'm glad you feel comfortable. This is a revolving door up here. We try to make people feel comfortable, and we want them to feel like they can always come back. And I'm sure that's also with any of the content creators that do FANABLE as well. We just want you to feel comfortable and just kind of, continue the conversation, my friends. So never feel free. Always feel free to come back, and never feel like a stranger. Dee.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, Zoso, for checking your DMs and saying, yes, why not? Let's give this a shot. So yeah, very appreciative that, you gave us a chance to come on and share your story and just, have kind of like a nostalgic moment, with everybody, and tell us about your journey and what you want to see for the future of not just FANABLE, but for all the platforms out there that we're all essentially a part of in one aspect or another. Like I've now that I know you're on BB, I'm gonna go find you there, and then just keep connecting and yeah, just can't wait for what the future holds for next year or so that we can meet you in person. That's what
Amen.
I'm looking forward to. So yeah, thank you so much for your time and keep on collecting.
Yeah.
Brother, this chat is blowing up, man. You're getting nothing
Yeah,
but love in this
Man,
chat. Like,
lots of love.
yeah.
Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. Seriously.
what
It's
I ask you to do is when this is done, go back and look at the comments and really see people have been saying nice things about you. Like I said, you say you feel like you're no one, you feel like you're not special. I am constantly telling myself that every single time I'm in this space. And it just equates that we're all humble people in the end. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time, my friend, and have a really good weekend.
yeah, you
Yeah.
too.
We'll see you on Monday for the
It's right.
Pokemon
Yes.
Sponge. Let's go.
Much love to your Ohana, my friend. Have a good day. Aloha.
See ya.
Thank you, Zoso.
All
See
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was awesome, Delilah. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we got to speak with the legendary Zoso. That
Oh my
is
gosh, you're so excited
cool.
that you said my whole name. So that's
Yeah, and I was cutting out. I just saw that my mic was cutting out, guys. I get too excited up here. Oh my gosh.
you did for
Guys,
like a second, but then the next
okay.
time you talk, it was good. So I
All
think it was
right.
just a glitch in the matrix.
Perfect.
You were trying to
Perfect.
buy something. That's probably why.
I no, I wasn't trying to buy
Low key.
anything. I wasn't trying to buy anything. Okay, so guys, we do have that giveaway right here. I'm going to get the giveaway tool ready right here. And D,
Right.
run the show while I come back.
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming and listening to Zoso's story and hanging out with us. For the people watching, listening, or catching the replay, please do so. Um, we'll have more people in the Fanable community um, come back on the show for the fan club just to also get their stories and what their collecting journey has been like. And who knows, they might surprise us and also be part of BB or McFarlane or Elmon X that we didn't know until they're here. So love this part of the show. We're not gonna what do you call it, quack today. You gotta stay tuned for Tuesday
Yeah,
for the
I'm
quacking.
sorry. I'm
But
not
we
as
do have
enthusiastic as Big Bro.
he's the ultimate hype man. But we do have one sidekick case for this giveaway. So thank you, Fanable, for providing that. And best of luck to whoever gets it.
Yeah, super
Fanable
stoked. Shout out to our
giveaway.
sponsor for sponsoring the stream as well as providing the giveaway, guys. And this sidekick case, we don't know what's in it. So, good luck to whoever's going to win. Like I said, I'm not really the duck guy here. You're not going to hear me saying, Big Bros is really good at it. So 50
You
seconds of
ready
drama
to
will be on Tuesday or actually Monday. Because, guys, we do have a stream that we're going to be doing on Monday. I'll promote that after we do this giveaway. But last chance, you guys, to get hashtag Zoso in the chat for a chance to win a sidekick case from Fanable. I'll give you guys one more minute and we'll get
Ronnie's
it
so
going right
funny.
there.
Ronnie, no Duck Diggler here today, Ronnie. You got to
Yeah.
save it. Yeah, but good luck, everybody. That was really cool. Such an easy guy to talk with.
Yeah.
And he reminds me of my cousin's uncle. Just the way he had an accent. I was like, is that from Texas or something?
Yeah, I was getting LYN vibes.
Yeah.
So
Yes, me
yeah.
too. But yeah, that was really cool. To such an easy guy to just conversate with.
Just a down to earth person, you know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
a down and for him to give us, a minute of his time, just a minute of his time. He gave us like an hour and a half. He's at work, you guys.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And he's a
Mhm.
financial advisor and he's been in VV for a very long time. Level 100. Like who'd have known, guys? Who'd have
You're
known?
right. Like I
Yeah.
didn't even know that till when I saw his profile on Discord, and you know how they have like the mutual servers with people who you're friends with. So that was like VV, Fanable, and McFarlane. I was like, oh no way, we gotta invite him over to the other trivia nights, but that's for
Yeah.
another stream.
Oh,
Okay.
you go. Yeah, he wants in. All right, guys, we're gonna run this giveaway. 17 entries. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. Let's see who's gonna win that Fanable Sidekick case. And may the juju be with you guys today. Ronnie Lido is the winner. Congrats to you, fam. Let's go.
Duck Diggler did win.
He did win. Now, I don't know how this works. I know he won last week, but he's okay to win again, right, D?
No, he didn't. He didn't win last week, so he's good to win this one.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Congratulations to you, Ronnie. Let's pull up the Sidekick case and let's see what you've won. And let me do that right here and stop my screen. Go ahead, D, and we'll pull up your case in just a minute. Also, shout out to everyone watching now. If you're watching live or on the replay, we really appreciate you for tuning in and giving us your time today on the Fan Club, the Aloha Friday special.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna mute myself here, but the other screen should have noise because I love the reveal noise.
You're all set up and ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, Ronnie, pick a case, any case. Looks like we got the Sidekick mystery case for you. Awesome choice, my man. Okay, so here we go. Reveal. All right, buddy. Here we go. We're going to reveal Ronnie's case. Make sure this is on. Okay, here we go. Good luck, Ronnie. Here we go.
Good luck, Ronnie. Oh, I love this part. Let's see what he's going to get. Spirit fingers, right, D?
Spirit finger.
Ooh.
Voltron number 3.
What? He got a Voltron comic? No way.
Whoa, cool.
Make that thing big. Are you serious? That's cool.
Let's see.
Wow, that's cool, Ronnie.
That is cool. 9.0.
That is awesome right there. I mean, I'm one of those guys. I'd keep it, but that's me. Don't listen to me. I know nothing. Oh man, is there a milestone on that? No milestone on that? All right. Well, what's the buyback on that? What's he got on there? Well, not bad. $45 buyback right there. So, and that's like with the 90%. So the book's worth more than that. But congratulations to you, Ronnie. Big Voltron fan over here. So, yeah, very, very jelly.
Oh, of course he notices the artwork. Yeah, congrats, Ronnie. That is really nice.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Cool, man.
And we will facilitate these things all on the back end. Now, guys, before we go, I want to at least share the fact that we will be doing a drop stream. That is not the drop stream. This is the drop stream here. And by the way, guys, this is an actual place in Hawaii. This is an actual valley right here. So I just wanted to point that out. But right here, we are doing the fan club, and this is going to be a standalone fan club. It's not going to be on virtual radio or Aloha Friday. This will be its first ever standalone. This will be simulcasting on the Fanable YouTube as well as our networks as well, Intramedia. And we are going to be covering the Pokiosk launch. I'm not sure who's going to be here, but I know the biggest bro and myself will be here. Maybe Raven and Dee will join us for a pack rip or two. Not sure, guys, but tune into this. And Dee, what time is this? Yes. What time is the stream on Monday, Dee?
It is at 1:30 p.m. EST.
There you go.
That's 10:30 a.m. PST. So about half an hour before the actual launch. That's when we're going to be running the show.
There you go, guys. So come by, hang out, and chill with us. We're going to be back. We're going to bring the same energy and a lot of fun as well. And guys, this has been a really fun interview right here. And, you know, how do you like the digs? This was kind of different right here. We were going to segmentize like how we did with virtual radio. And, you know, shout out to Sergio and the team. They allowed us to stream this directly through Fanable as well as our own socials. So we kind of did a facelift here a little bit. So I hope you guys like how this looks like. Whenever we do a hybridized show on Aloha Friday, this is how Aloha Friday will look when we do community interviews and stuff like that, guys. But this has been enjoyable. I've enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite shows that we do. It was super stoked to meet a legend in the community. We can't wait to interview more. And, you know, if any of the other Fanable community members are out there, we'd love to have you on. You don't ever have to show your face. And if you're not comfortable with YouTube, there is our counterpart. You can also go and, you know, tune in to Fanable Fridays with Omili Tees. If you're not comfortable with YouTube, go to the X Spaces and try that as well. We just want to connect with everybody here. So like I said again, guys, that's all we want to try to do here is try to grow our community here at FANABLE. D, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you brought it up, but O'Malley is also having his X Space at half an hour before we go live. So he's going to be doing it on X as well.
Perfect.
On Monday. Yep.
Perfect. So guys, you're going to have 2 places to relay to. If you're on X, perfect. Go to O'Malley's space right here. I do have his thumbnail right here as well. It won't be FANABLE Fridays. I need to get a better graphic for you, O'Malley. And then as well as our own right here. So you guys will have 2 places right there. And let's celebrate together, you guys, because this is a big thing for FANABLE. And this is really cool because I've been seeing when Pokemon ask us, when Pokemon, guys, Monday. Pokemon is on Monday. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on X. It's going to be on Kick. It's going to be on Twitch. It's going to be everywhere, you guys. I can't wait. And D, close out the show.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate all the support and the lively chat that we got going on. Thank you, buddy, for the exciting words. And just hope everyone has a really awesome weekend. Please go support anyone. Please support everyone, however and whenever you can. I know there's a lot of things that we're all struggling with in our daily, in real lives. But just be out there and support one another and be kind to one another. Yeah, we're getting our Friday started, and that's all. Until the next time, thank you, everybody.
This was a really cool comment. When Pokemon's going to have to change his name to after Monday. Let's go, guys. Have a good day. Until the next time, take care and aloha.